How are we doing, guys? And it's finished. Arsenal 1, Shakhtar Donetsk 0. Please, somebody wake me up from that 90 minutes that I will never, ever get back. What on earth was that? And I know people can sit there and say it's the Champions League, we won, etc, 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 etc. That was a shambles of a performance. That was awful. It was so flat. It was so laborious. It was just lacking any form of creativity, idea, nothing at all. And at the end of the game, we're hanging on. Now, I'm going to be very, very respectful to Shakhtar Donetsk because they came and they played well. But we should never in a million years be hanging on against Shakhtar Donetsk at home in the Champions League. It's as simple as that. We should be steamrolling teams like this, or at least getting 2 or 3. And in the first half, I thought there were moments where we didn't play bad. I thought there were moments where we looked okay. But the second half, I don't know whether the players were going through the motions, Liverpool on their mind. I honestly can't give you an answer because it was just absolute rubbish. We get a penalty. I'd have to say it was quite fortuitous, to be quite honest with you. I don't know where he's meant to put his hand. I don't think his arm was in an unnatural position, given the context of how it happened. So I feel we got lucky. And I felt, get a second here, and then we can just breathe and get this over and done with, and good night. And then I see Trossard step up, and I thought, why are you stepping up? Why is Havertz not stepping up? You know, he could have broken the record of the most consecutive games scoring at the Emirates tonight. We all know how good he is at penalties and he doesn't miss. What's that all about? Why's Trossard taking it? Terrible, terrible penalty. And the thing is, do you know what? I'll be real with what I say here. But when I watch Trossard, there's some good moments with him. Don't get me wrong, there's some good moments. And he's a bargain for the price that we paid and everything else. But I only really feel that I see the best of Trossard when he comes off the bench as a substitute. Like that impact player. Whenever he starts games, I'm left sitting there 9 times out of 10 feeling he hasn't really done anything. You know, he came off the bench the other day and he was excellent and he scored a goal and he did this and he did that. And then he'll start a game and then he does nothing. And Mikel Arteta has really annoyed me tonight. I'm really disappointed in Mikel Arteta. Anybody knows I back him more than anybody. During the darkest days, there was only one person backing him, and that was me. Whilst others were trying to sell t-shirts and absolutely ripping from pillar to post and get him out of the club, I backed him. But I will call out when he makes decisions that I don't feel are right. And I just feel tonight it was crying out for that creativity and that spark, even in the crowd as well. Because I will say in the second half, the crowd was crap. And you're looking at the bench and the players that are there, and you've got Ethan Nwaneri. It's the only player that can replicate what we need in terms of a Martin Odegaard, for example, and gives everybody that kind of lift and that spark and everything else. And never got a look in. And I said this in my preview. If Nwaneri's not, you know, ready to be starting games against Bournemouths and Shakhtar Donetsk, etc., then when is he going to be ready? because he's not going to be starting the Liverpool game on Sunday. That's very evident. We can sit here and go, okay, I get why you didn't start him in the North London derby. I can get why you didn't start him at the Etihad. No issue with that. But when we watch him in the minutes he does play, and we see how good he actually is and how he grabs games by the scruff of the neck, you sit there and you think, he looks ready. And then Mikel will say he's ready and that he's, knocking on the door basically. And then we'll play games where you go, okay, this is a good opportunity here. Doesn't play him. He'll play against Preston next week. Oh, how wonderful. And it's the one thing I feel that is really frustrating me with the manager is that bit of stubbornness. And at the end of the day, I just need him to get that stubbornness out of him. And it's let off the reins a bit. Let him off the leash. Listen, it's just a really, really disappointing night, to be honest, in football sense. And kind of leaves you sitting here not really excited about the game against Liverpool at the weekend. And there's question marks with so many injuries at the moment. Will Saka be fit? If he's not, then I don't give us much, hope if he's not fit. Odegaard's missing. Calafiori went off tonight with what looks like a knee injury. Doesn't look too serious and doesn't look like an ACL. Maybe just a slight tweak, a twinge. Could be an MCL. I don't know. It's like, you just got to hope it's nothing serious. Will Timber be back? Ben White went off at halftime. Was that tactical? Was it because he had a yellow card? So, it's not all rosy in the camp at the moment on an injury front. And it's, quite annoying. And we've got this big stack of really difficult games at the first part of the season. And, I haven't seen another team that's had the kind of games that we've got stacked up, by November, like mid-November. It's like we played Man City away already. We played Aston Villa away. We played Spurs away. We've got to play Newcastle away and Chelsea away. And they've crammed into Milan in that as well, away. Liverpool at home. It's like, that's a tough run of fixtures. And we're losing all our best players. So it's all a bit doom and gloom at the moment. It's a bit flat. That's how I feel at the moment. I feel a little flat. But football's a funny old game. It could change on Sunday if we win that game. And I'd be sitting there with a big smile on my face, laughing my head off. But we'll wait and see. But listen, that wasn't pretty tonight. We get the 3 points. It's a 1-0 win. And I think that's the only positive you can take from it, to be honest with you. So let me know in the comment section what you think about that game. It was very, very poor for me. And I don't think that we can sugarcoat that anymore. So if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.